Have you noticed that every time you go to the grocery store, people look pissed off? And not had a bad day pissed off. I mean worn down to the bone, stretched thin, about to snap pissed off, right? Every time I go down there to the grocery store, it's the same thing. Every time, same scene. Copy paste, copy paste. It's people in sweatpants, hoodies, not making eye contact with anyone. No one's casually browsing or lingering. No one's socializing. Everybody just wants to get in and get out and not deal with anyone, right? And full transparency, I'm one of those people. I go there in sweatpants and hoodie and don't make eye contact and just want to get in and get out. I do self checkout all day, every day, and it's extremely cold most days. So nothing kills my mood faster than having to go out into the cold and standing around other exhausted people and spending $100 on what used to be a $20 bag of groceries. But I say this because collectively, people are running on fumes. You can feel it in the air. It's palpable. And of course, this isn't a mystery to anyone. I'm not giving you a groundbreaking revelation here. This is what it looks like when being broke and tired becomes normal life. And the more that I see that every day and the more that I see it progress and get worse and worse and worse, I keep thinking back to this video that the Pentagon came out with in 2016 that's called "The Future is Urban." And if you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. I'll link it below. So it opens with a simple line: "The future is urban." And they lay out a world where that by 2030, cities will just keep growing and resources will get tighter and tighter, more constrained. Governments will get more stretched. And you'll have more and more people just ending up young, broke, and stuck in crowded systems that don't really work anymore. They speak of mega cities, slums, shanty towns, makeshift power grids, and criminal networks that fill that vacuum and offering opportunities for the growing mass of unemployed. Now look around in 2026, dude. People are struggling. They're broke. A lot of them are one bad month away from real problems. And that's the thing about people when they can't reliably feed themselves or their families and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. Their patience, it wears increasingly thin to the point where they snap. And that's what you're seeing in the grocery store. When you look at these people, you're not seeing bad attitude. You're seeing the lit fuse. And what gets me is this. The world today, it looks a lot closer to that 2030 projection than it does to 2016. Hands down. We've been rehearsing this future in movies for decades, right? Blade Runner 2049, Children of Men, District 9, Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, Elysium, Snowpiercer, The Purge, RoboCop, Ready Player One. Take your pick, man. And I'm not here to black pill you or to provide you with your daily dose of doom and gloom. I'm noticing where we are and just pointing it out. And to point you to that video that a lot of you probably aren't aware exists. I think it's important that you watch it. It's very eye-opening. And if you juxtapose it to 2026, we're on our way. Honestly, sleep seems to be the only escape from this. That's the way it feels. I personally look forward to going to sleep at night and escaping into my dreams. That's somewhere off world and far away from this. And I know that a lot of you resonate with that. You feel the same way. You see what I'm seeing, exactly what I'm seeing. You see those faces out in public, in the grocery store. You see the look in their eyes. The look of, dude, I'm over this shit, right? But it's not even just the grocery store. It's gas stations when you're filling up. It's when you're in traffic. It's the way that people talk to customer service workers, and it's also the way that customer service workers talk to customers. Nobody cares anymore. Customer service has gone out the window. And part of that might be a generational thing, the whole Gen Z stare and all that, but we're we're all too run down to care about each other, right? We have our own shit going on, and we can't extend any form of kindness or decency to each other, at least when we're out in public, and also online. A lot of this, it comes down to the fact that nothing feels stable anymore. Jobs aren't stable. Our currency isn't stable. Rents aren't stable. They're constantly going up. Insurance is becoming unaffordable for a lot of people. There's just less and less breathing room for folks. And like I said, most people, they're literally one bad month away from everything in their world completely falling apart. People they're stuck. They're stuck in this permanent state of, don't let anything go wrong, or I don't know what I'm going to do. Because that's all it takes. It takes one ER visit, one fender bender, one traffic ticket, having to owe taxes this year instead of getting a refund. Whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. But we're in this limbo, and everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. There's possible nuclear war on the horizon. It's what people are talking about all over YouTube, and then what's going on down in Mexico, that whole thing. And there's just chaos and fear constantly. They're keeping us in this low vibration state of fear and chaos. And I'd say if you're smart, it really changes how you think about the future. Yeah, there might be those mouth breathers out there that I am a little envious of. I do feel like Cypher from The Matrix. Oh, there's another movie that I forgot to mention, The Matrix, where he doesn't want to remember anything. He wants to be rich. He wants to eat steak. He just wants to go back. He had wished that he had taken the blue pill. He wants to reverse that. And I get that. I had a lot less stress whenever I was like that, before I had taken the red pill, metaphorically speaking, before I dove down the rabbit hole. Because yeah, I see what's going on, but I'm just one person. What's going to change? Nothing seems to change. But it's like I was saying, it changes how you think about the future. It's hard to plan for the future, or even get excited about it. Because when you're focused on short-term survival, it's hard to care about long-term goals, or even believe in them, to even see them as viable at this point. You only have so much energy in a day, and you don't want to invest into something that can later be taken from you, simply or be simply replaced by AI, right? This is especially true for people who have lost their jobs in software engineering, people who have spent tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of hours, and learning how to code only to be replaced, and all of that work just completely wiped out, and now they can't find work. You run through those scenarios. I do, at least, and I don't want to spin my wheels on something that may never happen. You don't want to get too deep into something and then it be taken from you, because that's happening right and left with people. But the reason why I brought up the grocery store is because I see it as another canary in the coal mine. And I'm not saying any of this to scare you. Plenty of people already are. I used to enjoy trips to the grocery store. It was fun. It was more than just an errand. In my 30s, it was part of my weekend plans, right? Getting out and spending an hour or two at the grocery store, just casually browsing and looking for things to eat for the following weeks. We keep having these simple pleasures in life taken away from us. And it's wild how unrecognizable everything is from even 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Just be aware the next time you're in the grocery store. Just look around and observe people around you and get a sense of the mood and take note of what you see. All right. Thanks, guys.